welcome my friends to Cuéntame USA with Moncho Camano. Today we're speaking with Christian Wright. He's plays the bass and is also vocals for this wonderful band that I just came across a couple of months ago. They're called Temptress, and it's a trio, two females and a male. And we got the male. I don't know about the females, where they are, but we got the male. He plays the bass and vocals, and I know he can play other instruments. So they do music genres are very crazy. So you could say they do a little stoner, doom, metal, and more. So that's what they do. That's what and I really enjoyed them. So we got Christian, and I'm gonna give him a welcome to my channel. How you doing, Christian?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having us or having me.
I mean, you.
Yeah.
Good enough. He's a big man. I can tell. So we're gonna find out about the band and what they're up to. For I did my research, but usually it's like 50-70% is right and the rest is wrong. So we'll see. The band was created around 2019. Am I correct, Christian?
Yeah, that's right. It was first time we got together was January of 2019 in Kelsey, our guitar player's living room, actually.
Mm. And you started as a four-piece band, is this right? And then
We
you became a
did
trio.
it that day in January. We play. It was just kind of like a jam session. We played together and it felt right, so we thought we'd pursue it. And they had previously played in a band together, Kelsey and Andy, with this girl Erica Pipes, and she was on our first EP. And we had two guitar players on our first EP, and Erica was with us up until the COVID pandemic, pretty much.
Hmm.
COVID a lot happened, then yeah, it was just yeah.
Hmm. Kelsey plays in another band. Am I right?
Yeah, she plays in Slumbering Sun.
And they.
They're Austin based, and it's some two guys from Destroyer Light that didn't really disband, but went on indefinite hiatus last year. They were close friends of ours, and then James from Monoluna is doing vocals, and Garth from Monoluna is the recording bass player. And he plays some shows with them, and they have a touring bass player as well that goes out with them. I've only caught them once up here in North Carolina recently. They were really good live, and I
Hmm.
enjoyed it tremendously.
Maybe I should take a look at
Check them out. Yeah,
check them
for
out.
sure.
Yeah. So you were in North Carolina, and Andy and Kelsey are in Texas. Is that where they're
Yeah,
living?
Kelsey's still in the Dallas Metroplex, a little bit to the east. Andy's a couple hours northwest at the moment. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna have to ask you, like everybody else always do, regarding the name Temptress. It's inspired. I don't know. It evokes like more like I don't know, power or seduction. I don't know. How do you who came up with the name, and did it take a long time for you to figure out
It
which
took us
name to
about
use?
we had booked from what I remember there we got together in January of 2019, and then we got offered a show like 6 weeks after the first time we played. It was a benefit concert in Dallas, and we were like, okay, so we had to write a set, but we didn't have a name. And I remember we all sat in a group chat giving each other names for like weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and then we just landed on that one. Like every day, I'd type in these are my 10 names of the day, and they would do it. And, we
Yeah.
kept going through it, and then that's just where we landed. So it wasn't like a premonition. We were just like spitting out names and what worked, and that's how it came about.
Mm.
Yeah, we needed a name, and we needed one kind of quick, and we were like going through the whole thing. And
Yeah, but you never regretted at the end, like maybe we should have changed the name or chose another name, or no?
no, I feel like it works well with the symbolism that we've gone with since then. And it I don't know, it kind of works with different styles of music, which we kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've listened to us, our first EP was kind of thrashy. C was
Yeah.
kind of stoner, doomy. We've got a new one coming out, in January, and it's going to be different than both those. And we're kind of Yeah, we just never set out to do
Yeah.
anything in particular. It's just kind of organically fallen into place. The whole everything about the band.
Yeah, it seems to me like you're not interested in fitting into any music
Yeah,
genre.
we're not on a mission to conquer the world, conquer the any genre of music. We're just making music for us, and we're happy people listen. You know.
Yeah, and that's what the way it is. Regarding uh, you, uh, you played the bass, but that wasn't your first instrument you ever learned how to play, right?
No, it was a guitar. Um, yeah, it was, and even guitar was just it kind of fell in my lap. It wasn't something that I was looking for. It basically, my grandpa passed away, and my grandma gave me his guitar, and it sat in the
Hmm.
corner for about a year, and then I picked it up and never put it down again.
How
And that's
old were you when this did this happen? Were you young? You
She
still a
passed
child?
away when I was 12. She gave me the
Hmm.
guitar when I was about 13. And
Hmm.
then I picked it up and started playing when I was about 14. And then my first times playing live were like parties in high school around 11th grade. So, like 16 years old, I was doing house parties on the weekend type thing.
What
I,
kind of music were you playing at that time? Because for what
I
I
was playing
read,
guitar, playing
what
guitar
were
and
you playing like punk rock music or?
yeah, punk rock and metal early on. Punk rock, metal. I was a skateboard kid, so I listened to a lot of the whoever was in the centerfold of Thrasher magazine. I was heavily influenced by like the SST bands back in the day, Bad
Hmm.
Brains, the Minutemen, the Meat Puppets. I got most of my music for guitar stuff from there. My parents were very influential and they're listening. They were old, like radicals from the 60s. So growing up, it was always like, well, what quote unquote hippie music now, but there was just a lot of that
Yeah.
mountain was Southern rock. I grew up in Alabama, so there was a lot of Allman Brothers and Grateful Dead and Leon Russell and Dylan and Hot Tuna and Mountain and all these 60 bands. And then, listening to Band of Gypsies and listening to Leslie West play on Mountain,
Oh, mountain. Oh, yeah.
it kind of you just kind of you're like between that and punk rock, and then that's kind of what I spit out.
Yeah. Well,
That's
you
where I
gotta.
came from.
You're
That's
like
my parents and my skateboard
it's.
magazines.
It's great because I'm older than you are, but when I when I was in Spain, I listened to the Allman Brothers because that was the most popular band, Southern rock they call them, right?
Yeah.
And that was the only band, and Leonard Skinner in
Oh yeah.
Spain. But then when I came here, I found out about like Charlie Daniels
Oh,
band and Marshall Tucker, all these bands that I had no idea. But that was like part of when I started. Then the hardcore bands, CBGB, all that, and then some blues and everything. So it's a big mixture and metal and everything. So
yeah, I
I guess
like
your
it.
your, your parents had a good taste in music. Had
Yeah.
Tuna was a great band also.
Yeah, he did have I inherited a lot of his record collection, probably about a third of it, and I listen to them still pretty regular. But just growing up in that environment, and my parents were when I picked up the guitar, they were fairly supportive of it. I don't know what he thought when I started touring. I was in my early 20s and I started touring. And my father only ever, he saw me one time play a show in Atlanta
Hmm.
in the late 90s. And that's the only time he ever saw me play live.
Hmm.
But it's kind of I don't know. I wonder what he'd think now.
What happened to you?
Well, I know. Well, a lot of people growing up, they're like, I can't believe you're still doing that. How long are you going to do that? And I was like, probably till I die. I don't really know how to. I don't know that you can really get it out of your system.
Yeah.
I've walked away a couple of times and always get drawn back in. It's just the
Yeah.
camaraderie. I love playing with other people, and I like
Mm.
the impromptu adventure of you know circus life, driving driving in a van.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm. That's that's because they from what I read they call you like a band from Texas, but Texas does it influence your music in any way or it's just geography?
And the my bandmates are Texas natives. I was a transplant. I moved to Texas from Australia in 2015. And like you said, when I lived in Sydney, and I
Mm.
grew up in Alabama, I was born and raised in Birmingham. And growing up, and they're like, "Where are you from?" They heard my accent down there,
Hmm.
And everything they knew was like mainly people from the West Coast, Californians and stuff that went to Sydney. And I'm like, I'm from Alabama. And all they knew, they'd giggle and say, "You're from Alabama." I never met anybody from Alabama. And they like, they'd be like, all they knew was that song "Sweet Home Alabama,"
Oh
and
yeah.
then they like Forrest Gump, and I was like, Forrest Gump's like 80% fairy tale, but a lot of it's funny because a lot of those places are real. Like I grew up in Mobile, Alabama, and I played football when I was a kid, and I played Bayou La Battery, which is in that movie. I played them when I was a little
Oh,
kid, like playing football and shit. So I know all those places, but it's funny, being on the other side of the world, and people are like, they think about Alabama and they think about Leonard Skinner and Forrest
yeah,
Gump. That's what
yeah,
they.
yeah, yeah. Well, more or less, that's what they're thinking in Spain, the same thing.
I'm not going to tell them where I'm from when I go to
No,
Portugal. I'll
just
say,
tell them you're from Australia.
yeah, I'll tell them something now. I don't know, Iceland or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm from Canada.
yeah, it's good, especially nowadays. Canada is
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm from Toronto.
Yeah. Well, as a trio with two women and one man, this genre is the music you play is more like dominated by masculine energy. Uh,
Yeah.
how do you flip the script? Because it has nothing to do. I mean, being male and female, it doesn't have to do much with the music you create. It's just three
No, I
people
mean
making music.
my bandmates are absolute rippers. And the first time I saw them play, I actually played a show with them when I was in a folk punk band before.
Oh,
I was in a folk punk band for a couple of years, and we played a show with their old band, Tri County Terror, and they were all female, like punk metal type band from Dallas. So
hmm,
I'd seen them all play before, and then Andy, particularly our drummer, she was at the time a bartender in Dallas, and her bar was right behind my apartment that I lived in. So when
hmm,
I moved there, I used to go over there and have beers or whatever, and I got to talking to her, and eventually they disbanded for whatever reason, and I had my folk punk band. I quit that band because I still love those people, they're friends of mine, but we just were wanted to go different directions. And
hmm,
me and Andy played once or twice, and then yeah, I called her one day to play. I was like, let's get together and play this week. And she's like, why don't you come over and play with me and Kelsey? You have a bass. And before that, I'd played guitar with Andy, but I was like, yeah, I've got a bass. And
hmm.
um, yeah, I've been playing bass with them ever since. As far as bass, I only ever played. I've always had a bass around just for
Hmm.
riding or whatever for about 20 years, but I'd never played one in a band or in a live scenario. And then
Hmm.
I started doing fill-in tours for friends of mine that needed a bass player because bass is the top four strings of a guitar. That's why people are like, you play bass funny. It's like I play it like it's a guitar, like the top four strings of the guitar, like Jimmy Bauer from I Hate God, pretty much with fatter strings. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, the
But
band
it's
sounds great because it sounds
yeah,
more dense, like
yeah. That's just happened like that though. And they needed bass, and I had a bass, and here we are.
Mm.
Yeah, 6 years.
How is Greensboro, North Carolina?
It's
Uh,
the biggest small town I've ever lived in. It's very interesting. It's super quiet, and it's super clean, and the people are nice, and it's not any. I expected different when I moved here because it's 300,000 people, and so is Birmingham, where I came from. Birmingham's actually a little smaller than here, but Birmingham's
hmm,
loud and artsy and edgy and got this incredible music scene. They have a music scene here, but it's different. There's not the number of venues and the number
hmm.
bands. There's a great heavy metal bar here, but it's pretty much extreme metal. And then there's a great like Americana singer songwriter place here. And then other than that, you have to go to like Winston-Salem. It's like 20 minutes away. Raleigh is an hour.
Yeah,
Chapel Hill's 45. But Greensboro proper, that feels like it's about 100,000 people and not
yeah.
3,000. But it's cool to me. I mean, I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, last time I was in North Carolina is maybe 20 years ago. I don't know, 18 years. I used to go to a town. Well, a town is a city. I don't know. It's like a town. High Point in North Carolina,
That's 20 minutes from my house,
because
15.
they had a furniture show over there every year, and I used to go with my friend and had a display in one of those buildings, and I was just hanging out and looking for girls. That was my thing.
Yeah, I looked at houses over there. Me and my wife moved up year and a half ago and rented for a little bit in Asheboro, about 30 minutes south of here. And trying to figure out where we wanted to live, and we looked at a few houses in High Point, and we saw this neighborhood. We all like our house, but our neighborhood that we're in here is great. Our neighbors are great. It's walkable.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's really not. It's nice. Our house in Dallas was that way, but it was in town and a lot edgier. And Dallas is huge, so it was different.
Right.
It was super walkable and
Hmm.
sidewalks. You could walk to the bar. You could walk to go get food, and
That's good.
just walk to walk. And we both like walkability, so that's the plus.
Hmm. So how do you guys rehearse? Do you do it right now? It's like, how do you get together? Like,
Well, lately I've been moving around some. We all have. Kelsey's been touring a lot with Slumbering Sun.
hmm,
Andy's been working a lot, and I've been uh, traveling a lot. I've got a little side project up here too. That's not no anticipation of touring or anything, but
hmm,
I just moved and stuff. We're been getting to get like I'm going out to Texas. We have one show left this year. It's September 27th at the Haltom Theater um,
right.
in North Dallas, and I'm going over about a week early just to write with Kelsey. Pretty much go sit in the house and write for several days, and then Andy will come over a few days later, and we'll
Hmm,
rehearse the set for the show while I'm there. And then same thing for tour. We've got an album coming out first of next year, and there'll be more about that coming in November and all that. But
hmm.
we'll be everywhere next year, and
Yeah.
it depends on where we start tours. Like last tour we did, they came up here about a week early, and we toured the Northeast, and we spent 3 or 4 days at my house rehearsing. And me and Kelsey are always writing riffs. We talked on the phone today, and I told her I had partial songs and lyrics written, and
Hmm,
we get together and it just kind of happens. We kind of have ideas because we're both, she knows bass notes, I know guitar notes, so we kind of got an idea of direction. And
hmm,
then Andy too, she'll come to the table. The last album Serpentine was Andy's baby, and she's got one on the new album, and it's kind of like she kind of has it worked out in her head what she wants when she brings forth
hmm,
she'll write the lyrics and then come with the drum beat, but then she kind of acts as a director of what she wants guitar and bass wise. But
hmm.
yeah, that's kind of it. And then we still leave each other room to do whatever we want, which is why our music's so, I wouldn't call it different per se, but it's rather every song's different, every album's different. That's why we're kind of coined like tripolar, because we all have different influences, and it comes out that way. Like we have a lot of similarities and a lot of common interests, but for as much common interests and similarities we have, we're all in left field about other things, like
Hmm.
music wise is what I'm getting at. They
Yeah.
like stuff that I'm not into. I like stuff they're not into, but then we all love some of the things, and then we just
And
vomit out whatever
and
this band is, and
you
it works,
pick and choose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But what if you talk about the lyrics? What topics would you say are more prominent in your lyrics? Like real life events, or more like fictional characters, or storytelling?
Mine's usually I'm usually like use it as a for myself. The lyrics I use are usually like therapy for me. Just
Mm,
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but a lot of it's about tragedy. Some of the stuff's uplifting, but most of it's just I don't know, de- everyday stuff, death. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but
Inconvenience, whatever.
but you're not
Love,
like that.
breakup.
You're not direct with the lyrics. Sometimes you hide a
Yeah,
little bit,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Well,
which
I
is good.
want people to interpret for themselves, and that's a lot of even with art. We did I did a little had a guy this guy in Kazakhstan, Boris. He did our first artwork EP, and it's the lady sitting on the throne,
Right.
the nude lady. And I went to him on the last album because I wanted track art for one song, and I wanted to make stickers out of it. And he's like, Christian, what do you want? And I said, I want you to read these lyrics and listen to the song and draw whatever comes out of you. And like, I wanted to see, because I want to give him that freedom. And then we've made stickers of it. Then I look at it, it's like it's totally not where my head was at when I
Yeah.
wrote the lyrics of that song because I wrote it. But then it's like, but it's cool that that's his interpretation. So I like that people have that
Yeah. The same
interpretation.
thing with the videos that you
Yeah.
published, a couple of videos that I've seen, right? Uh,
Andy is pretty much the video. She had the Serpentine video and the Hopeless video from the last one were
mm,
Andy's babies pretty much. She had like I she knew what she wanted kind of on those, if that makes sense. She kind of took the lead on art direction
Mm.
for those with our drummer.
Mm. Uh, so you're not into producing videos. You prefer
I mean, it's
some
not my,
director.
I don't know any, no, I'm not, I mean, I'll show up, as far as that's concerned, I show up and do whatever everybody wants me to do. We're actually doing some video work when I go to Dallas for the upcoming album. We've got a little private gig going on
Mm.
the day after our show there with just a group of friends to shoot some clips, but it's not, I don't have a vision or anything for that, but we all kind of have our roles in the band outside of actually making music, and that's just the art direction. I have a say in it. We all have a say in it, but it's
Mm.
not really my forte. I'm more on the
Mm.
business end, if that makes any sense. I'm the dude that's like ordering the t-shirts and making.
You are the one, and
I'm
okay.
I'm the I'm the guy that I'm the logistical dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm that guy in the band. If I had to put, like, Andy keeps up with the website, she generally has the art direction. Kelsey helps me a lot with, she kind of juggles both. She's helping Andy, she's helping me. We were booking our own shows forever, and we're lucky now we've got a couple of booking agents on board. So that took a lot of, it's freed up a lot of time for us to do
Yeah.
other things, which has been really, really helpful the last couple of months.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of shows for what I'm seeing. A lot of the last previous months.
Yeah, we played 201 shows so far, and we, in 6 years, but a year and a half of that was COVID, so 4.5 years. So I average about 50 shows a year, which is a lot. Next year will be a really busy year. It's usually an album release year. It's super busy. The
Mm,
year after that's half as busy. Year three is like,
yeah.
do a couple of, like, this was our year three from C, pretty much, kind of. I mean, it was written and stuff, so we only did one tour earlier in the year, a big one, and then we're doing this show, and then next year we're going to be, like I said, we'll be in everywhere that'll have us, pretty much.
You'll be going
Yeah.
to Europe in 2026, probably
That's what they say.
with the new album.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you'll make it to Spain. I know
Yeah, that booking agent,
Germany. Or you should
he
mention.
emailed us today and he booked the first show for that. So, and it's over a year out, and he's like, "Hey, I booked this show. I'm not going to say where it's at, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
already, the wheels are in motion."
Yeah. Well, do you prefer long songs to compose long songs, evolving songs, or more like a little a time limit, like 5 minutes, 6 minute song, or doesn't matter?
Whatever works best for the song, however it comes out. Some of, we wrote 9 and 10 minute songs, and then I think they're naturally starting to get shorter in time on this
Mm.
newer album. We don't have any 10-minute songs coming on this one, but, well, we do, including an intro. But it's yeah, we don't really, I mean, I could play in a grindcore band and write 30-second songs. Go with
Okay.
that. Or I can play 20-minute,
Yeah.
Grateful Dead with Kelsey and me doing an improv, and then Andy
Yeah.
does a drum solo in the middle. I don't care.
There will be
As
no
long as
end.
it feels, again, as long as we're all cool with it and we like it, and then if we like it, hopefully somebody else out there will like it. And that's
Yeah.
kind of where we're at. Or
Have
some
you
label will like it and put it out.
have you noticed any when you do this because like you said you play many you I think you made it also to Canada. Didn't you play in Canada also a couple
Yeah,
of
we
shows?
played Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa
Mm.
back.
Did you
Yeah.
were there if you talk about the audience and the fans, were they different than the ones in the United States? Did they act the same more or less?
They
Or
were
was
pretty great. I had a great time. I definitely like Canada. I definitely love the promoter we worked with. Excellent guy.
mm,
And the bands up there are great. Yeah, I had a great time.
mm.
It's hard to say which one was the best show, but I don't know. I liked them all.
Yeah, I know you play New York, you play Buffalo, you made it to Massachusetts. You never made it to New Jersey, right? I don't think.
I haven't played, I don't think I've ever played New Jersey in my life. And I've been playing up and down the Eastern Seaboard most of my life. Oh, I have. I played Montclair before.
Oh,
I
you
played,
did?
Yeah, I played the Meat Locker in Montclair. I want to take the girls there just because that's the
Oh,
weirdest, one of the weirder venues in America I've ever played in my life.
yeah, I know the place.
It's an old, yeah, you know the story. It's like 100-year-old where they
Yeah,
used to store meat under the
yeah,
street,
yeah,
got tunnels to the Italian
yeah.
restaurants across the
Yeah, it's
street.
a cool, really cool place to go
It's
and
weird,
visit.
man. I
Yeah.
went in there and like I remember the load in was absolute hell. And then I got down there and the guy was like telling me about the place and he's like, you can sleep here. And I looked at the carpet on the floor and
So,
I'm like,
I don't think
there's no
so.
way. And I mean, I'll sleep on the hood of the van before I do that with
Yeah,
my wallet on my chest.
yeah, not healthy over there.
No, but he showed me the tunnels that were all blocked off with the like rebar and stuff going over there. And I went across the street and had a slice of pizza. It was a blast and a fun show, and I'm glad I did it. And
Yeah,
I would totally do it again. It wasn't my favorite venue by any means,
yeah.
but it's so crusty. I feel like
Well,
it
there are better joints in Montclair than
I
that one
know,
for
but it was
sure.
just it's one of those things that I felt like it was a rite of passage, is what I went through. I was playing in a hardcore band at the time. I was on as a fill-in bass player, like well, a progressive sludge band there, but it was a
Oh.
weird deal.
Tell me about your gear, that what you use with your bass. Something about pedals and stuff. Do you have any?
Um, I have three different bass rig amplifiers. I've got a 1987 Skunkworks Orphan SVT head. It's all
Hmm.
to 300 watt. I've run it through an 810 Classic Ampeg. That is probably my favorite amplifier. I also use with Temptress a Sun Beta Lead combo with two 15-inch speakers in it. I think it's 1987. It's a
Hmm.
pedal platform, and I put stack pedals in front of it. And then I also now I have my newest amp's a dark glass Alpha Omega 900, and I have the 410 to go with it. And that's probably the one that I'm going to tour with,
Hmm.
mostly moving forward with Temptress, just because of the weight and the size and it's so small and it's so loud.
Hmm.
It's light it's easier on my back, but that's my main touring rig. Pedal wise, I've been using Sonic Research strobe tuners for over 20 years. I love them. I own two of them.
Hmm.
They've never faulted. Before that, I used chromatics, old boss chromatics before, and the last one I bought before the Sonic Researches was a Korg Pitch Black, and
Hmm.
it kind of it wasn't to me. I didn't find it very accurate, and then it's actually glitched out. But that's my favorite tuner.
Hmm.
Pedal wise, currently on my board for Temptress is a Dark Glass Alpha Omega Ultra pedal that I push my Sun and my Ampeg with for distortion
Hmm.
and high gain. I keep either any rig I have. I've got a Cali 76 compressor by Origin Effects, and that's been on my guitar and bass rigs everywhere since I've owned it. It's my favorite pedal. If I had to go with one pedal other than a tuner, it would be the Cali 76 compressor, hands
Hmm.
down. I think I could get by with any get by in any situation with that. I've got a couple of delays on my board. Mad Professor delay and an old Boss, my first ever pedal from the 80s, and it's like
Hmm.
I think it's a DD3 Boss digital delay pedal that I use. Now I just use it in between songs to make noise. At the end of a song, I'll hit
Hmm.
it. It'll just be like juga 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 to right into the next song, and that's about it. I have a heap of pedals, but those are the delay, the compressor,
Uh-huh.
the dirt pedal with the boost, and a tuner is pretty much it. I had a Pog on there for a while. I had chorus pedal on there for a while. I had a reverb on there a while. I may put the reverb back on there for the new album tour because there's a song in particular that I do use reverb on the
Hmm.
when we start touring for the new record. So
Hmm. So, have you experimented with any new sounds or gear then from the previous album to this one? Or
yes, well, overall it's just got a different feel as a whole thing. Not you after listening to our EP and our full length, you see the difference.
yeah.
This one will be equally as different as those two. Like a totally it's going to have totally different feels to it, and it's pretty bipolar to me when I listen to our tracks on there. And I believe me, that's the thing about being an artist and getting ready for your album release. I've listened to our new record so many times and nobody's heard it, but going through the mixing process and the mastering process, and having every time the engineer says, what do you think about this, you got to listen to it again and again, and you want to hear it on your stereo at home and your stereo in your car.
In
And
your car, right?
I've listened to that album 100 times already, more, and I'm just, it's totally, it sounds like three different bands. If it wasn't for the lyrics and the sound of the instruments, the music itself is like three totally different styles in one record. So it's pretty, I like it, but it's
Mm.
hopefully
So
everybody, somebody will find a song on there they like.
it's
There's
gotta be.
something on there for everyone.
Yeah, from kids to growing ups for all of them. How involved are you with mixing then and mastering in the recording? So you
Mastering, absolutely nothing. Mixing, this time we're all pretty involved in listening to our individual instruments when it comes to that. I pretty much, my take when I'm listening to the mix from somebody, of course, I'm going to focus on my vocals and my bass first and be
mm,
like, okay. And then you try to separate that in your head and put it off to the side. And then I'll pick like Kelsey and I'll go through and listen to every one of her guitar licks and every one of her vocal licks. And then we all make notes like, we'll get back together after hearing it and be like, what do you think about Kelsey's guitar at 2 minutes and 7 seconds in this
mm,
song? Or Christian, what's your voice doing at 1 minute 45 on this song? And go back to the engineer and be like, fix this, or we need to retrack it or whatever. And then that's kind of how that works. But mastering, yeah, it's kind of, I don't have anything to do with it. I pretty much go with that. The mixing is definitely all hands on deck. And this last one, we had 5 engineers all
whoa.
test one track. Because we didn't. Kent Stump, beautiful human being, friend of ours, guitar player for Wofat, singer for Wofat, owns Crystal Clear Sound in Dallas. Beautiful person. He
Mm,
mixed and mastered C. I love C. It did well. This time we wanted to try it with somebody else's ears on it. So we recorded everything with Kent in the studio. Kent did a mix. A friend of ours, I'm not going to name everybody that did, but a lot
mm,
of people did mixes. There's 4 other people that mixed it, and we landed on
mm,
somebody else, and you'll see that when the album comes out. So it was a different thing, and it was it was cool. I'm glad because everybody's got their own interpretation. So Kent recorded it, did a beautiful job, rough mix. This other guy took it, and we kind of let him have his way about things. And then he
mm,
sent it back, and there was very few changes. I mean, I think there was places here and there where like, can you bump this up and can you bump that down? But and then the mastering, it was the first take. We were like, this is great. We even sent it to the label to the blues funeral, like, check this out. And we were all in concurrence, like, yeah, this is the one we want. And
mm,
it's going to be I'm stoked about it. I think people are going to like it. I love it. I enjoy playing the songs, and
mm,
I'm looking forward to touring this album. We have actually dripped a couple of the songs on the last tour. We played 2 off of the new album.
mm.
We were good about not putting a lot of videos out on them, but or a lot of live footage or sharing it. But
Mm.
the it's going to be cool doing that album through. You guys will see what we're talking about because you'll be like, "What the hell?"
What are they? Is this the same people?
Yeah.
Will you have more than 6 songs in this album, or you still don't know how many tracks?
It depends on how they cut them up. 6 to 8. Yeah.
6 to 8. Mm. Well, if we could ask you, what are you still trying to get better at musically? Are you still trying to get better at something that you think you're a little still not good enough? Maybe technically, or really you are the best that you're not gonna get any better. You just
I don't know. I don't really look at it from
mm.
from that standpoint. As far as playing goes, I play a lot. We all do. Andy, if you follow Andy at all, she does like drum videos every day.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, doing some
She's like covering people.
bands, even Lady
Kelsey's
Gaga. I
on
think
tour a
she.
lot, and I'm playing in another band up here that's totally opposite from
Hmm.
Temptress and doing other stuff with people that are in other bands that, and what we're doing is different than their other bands, and it's heavy and progressive, and
Hmm.
yeah, it just kind of fell in my lap, but we'll see what happens there. We don't have a name for it. We'll probably end up playing shows down the road, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
all live here in Greensboro and all of our bands are elsewhere. So it's kind of like it gets the three of us together a couple of times a week to keep at our chops. So we're playing, 2 or 3 hours twice a week,
Oh, that's cool.
and it keeps us all busy.
Yeah,
And
keeps you
there's some,
practice and stuff.
it's actually Jay from Holy Roller. They're on Ripple Music, and then Brian Patton from I Hate God and Soylent Green playing guitar, and
Hmm.
then me playing bass. And it comes out weird, dude. It's kind of a hodgepodge of everybody's good players. It's fun to play with them, and the timing's different. It's a different party. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We're all practicing all the time. Me and Andy and Kelsey's touring with their other band. Andy's making drum videos. Yeah,
Right.
I'm playing with these dudes, and so our chops are up.
Yeah, so
And,
you keep busy. You're being busy playing. You
yeah,
practice every day, seems like.
yeah. Well, unless I'm on holiday, even around the house, I'll pick up an acoustic or something every day for at least a half an hour. I mean, I'll probably do that when we get off the phone tonight. I'll probably go sit down and just start
Yeah.
noodling on my Taylor in the basement or something for a half an hour.
Do you collect musical instruments? Are you one of the guy, like the one that tries to buy, let's say, 2 or 3 guitars, or have 3 or 4 basses, or no? You just a couple of each and you're okay.
A lot of my instruments have fell in my lap. A lot of them I didn't purchase; they were given to me, or circumstances brought them to me. And I'm not a collector per se, but I do. Over the years and the variety of music I've played in my life, I've played in industrial bands, punk rock bands, noise rock bands,
Hmm.
hardcore bands, metal bands, stoner doom, whatever it is, Temptress does, folk punk,
Right.
whatever I'm doing with these other guys that's like progressive sludge. And I generally, if I need an instrument or I know something, a better tool of the trade to make the sound that I want, then I'll buy it. But at this point in my life, I've actually for the first time thought about selling off some guitars specifically because I'm not currently playing
Hmm.
guitar in a band, and I have like 20 guitars. I think I have 5 or 6 acoustics. I've got 3 6 strings, a 12 string. And I've
Hmm.
got multiple guitars, and a couple of the guitars I know I'll never purge because they're sentimental, and they're like my
Right.
grandfather's guitar when he passed away that I inherited that sent me on this whole journey. That will stay with
That
me.
will never be
I'll probably be cremated with it or give it to my. I'm probably going to get cremated with it, but I might give it to my brother or sister to pass it down if something happens to me. But
right. That's
the
that's
rest of them are just.
right.
I don't know. I have a few bases. I'm always looking at stuff. Of course, I want all the things, but at this point in my life, I'm like, if I'm not going to
Yeah.
use it, I'm not going to use it. I'm in a purging phase at this
Yeah,
point.
you gotta settle down a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to make my load lighter, not heavier. But
Yeah.
if I'm going to use, if it's stuff that I use, like I'm sitting here in my office right now looking, and there's a 1974
Hmm.
uh, Epiphone from Japan hanging on the wall, and
Oh,
it's my favorite acoustic that I own because the body's huge and it's got this cool resonance to it. And I like my Taylor for playability. It's the easiest to play. The neck on it's super sweet and it's fast for the acoustic. But
hmm.
yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I've got bazookies and weird stringed instruments. I've got a ukulele like everybody else.
That's
I bought a
uh,
bazooki when I was in Greece in Athens from some luthier down there, and
oh
it's
yeah,
a very bizarre instrument. I love it, but
yeah,
yeah.
that's cool. That's, I guess, when you do some tourism, you go into the music shops and look for instruments.
If something falls in my lap, I almost bought a PVT 40 recently because I do like the sound of them, but it doesn't really suit the music that I'm currently playing with any band. But I don't know. I love the tone of T40s. I love Chat Powell and some of the noise rock bands that
Mm.
use T40s, and I almost bought one recently. So that was almost my most recent purchase. I'm about to buy another amplifier cabinet and send it to
Mm.
Andy's house. Andy's going to be moving to California this year, I believe.
Oh,
So we'll be in 3 different coasts. I'll be East
yeah.
Coast, Kelsey will be in the middle, Andy will be in LA. And when she moves out there, I'm going to buy another cabinet and send it there. One of these cabs I'm taking to Texas this month. I'm leaving there. So I can just, next time I go out there, to do shows I can fly in, or I can fly into LA and
Mhm.
stuff. I'm going to start scattering gear across the country so to make it
Spreading
easier.
spreading instruments all over the place.
Yes,
But
spread it out.
tell me about, you got also a new record label, independent label, is that right? Blue Funeral Recordings.
We're with Blues Funeral. Jad saw us at Ripple Fest last year and came out and said, "Who's putting out your next record?" And I said, "We don't know. We just recorded it." He's like,
Mhm.
"I'm interested. Call me when you get back from tour." And we started that journey. And
That's cool.
yeah, we landed on Blues Funeral. He's a good guy. He seems straightforward. He's got an epic roster. Super supportive, quick to answer a phone call and answer questions. So far so
That's
good.
cool. That's cool.
Everybody that we know that's worked with him speaks very highly of him. So we're
That's,
happy to be part of the family.
yeah, let's see everything comes out. I'll be on the lookout for that new album when it comes out, and the tour when you go. I'm pretty sure you're gonna make more money than what you did when in 2020 when the pandemic happened. You
Oh
probably
yeah.
lost some money over there doing
Yeah,
before.
we lost 37 shows we had booked when lockdown started. And some of them were like for us, it was because we started in 2019. So we were only
Mm,
like 11 months old, and we had been making waves. Our first 11 months, like we hit the ground running, and then it was like it just COVID just kicked us in the face like it did everybody. And then
yeah,
we didn't play for the first 3 months, and then we started slowly getting back together. We weren't we were playing safe or whatever, and then
right.
started practicing again. We pretty much wrote C and got C down during COVID, and then came out of that just swinging. And that label, Metal Assault, was the same kind of thing. We played a show in San Antonio with this band Old Blood, and Andrew that owned Metal Assault, he was on tour with Old Blood, and he's like, "Hey, really like you guys. Send me your next record."
Mm,
We hadn't recorded it yet. We were sitting there after we recorded it talking about who to pitch to, or where do we send this to, who might want this record. And we sent it off to a few places, and then we were sitting there like, what about that guy in San Antonio? And I was like, oh, that Andrew guy. Yeah. And then I hit him up and I was like, hey, it's Christian. Can I send
yeah,
you our new record? And he's like, yeah. And then he called me back like an hour later. So I want to put it out and whatever.
yeah, that's cool.
So he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'll be waiting for that new album when you guys ready to.
Hopefully we get to come and play in Jersey this go.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully you won't have to go to the same to the Meat Locker. Maybe.
No, no, no. Our agent, hopefully he puts us in there. I know Dingbat's up there. I
Oh,
don't know.
Dinbats, yeah, in Clifton, New Jersey. I go there once in a while. Yeah, they got
I don't know
good
what else.
bands.
I know that New York is one of those towns. Nothing against New York. I love New York City for all you New Yorkers, but the
Mm.
it is between the toll roads and the parking. It's
It's
like
tall.
they're not the new whatever they're doing in the city. I'm just talking about like going over the traffic,
Yeah, going to Brooklyn
Washington Bridge,
and
and yeah.
yeah, going to Brooklyn Bridge or
I'm
yeah,
like, dude, I've
a
learned.
penny in the ass. I know how it is.
I've driven in there so many times. I've gotten to the point to where I'll drive up there and stay where I want to hit New York going in between 11 and 1 in the afternoon. 11 in the morning and 1 is the sweet spot. And then
Yeah,
I've messed up and like hit it at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it took me hours to get in there. And
yeah,
I don't
no,
know. It's hard to make money in New York between all the costs involved in playing a show there.
yeah,
So I hate to say it. I don't want to skip that market, but it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, financially speaking, from a small band perspective, like
yeah,
it's so much easier to play Philly and Boston and everywhere else around it than,
yeah, yeah. Or Rhode Island or whatever.
anywhere. I mean, I want to come back. Have me back.
Well, hopefully I'll see you in Jersey somewhere.
True.
Uh, you got some merchandise that we can get from you
We got
guys?
lots of them.
You
We
go
got
to
all
Bandcamp and buy your albums. We can do
Yeah,
that.
we've got t-shirts and little dugouts and
And
all kinds of
stickers.
stuff. And we'll have stickers. Yeah, we put throw free stickers and everything. We'll be having a whole new merch line coming
Mm,
out with the new record. We're almost sold out of vinyl from C. We have 5 copies left, I think, of C on vinyl, but we're actually in negotiation
mm.
about getting it reissued through a different label.
All right.
So that may get pressed and be put back out next year. But as of this moment in time, the first pressings, there's 5 left. So
All right. So
of the vinyl,
stick your hand in there and
come and get them.
Come and get them. They're hot. They're still hot. We didn't talk about the album because, you know, it came out a couple years ago. And I know you already spoke with other people regarding the album. I'm not gonna, I just, you know, you know what I mean. But I'll be looking for the new one. And if I have a chance in the future, maybe we can talk again and you can tell me how everything is going. And
for sure.
I will keep following you.
I'll send Kelsey or Andy on here next time.
Yeah. Like, why not? I will talk to her. Perfect. You can go now. You can go for a walk, and I'll talk to her, to them.
I could
go
do
for
that.
a walk.
I could call her right now, and you could call her right now. I think she's home today. I'll be like, hey, you need to talk to this guy.
You gotta talk to this lunatic from Jersey.
He's gonna call you right now. We could all do jumping jacks together to close out the video.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah, we can all stand up and do jumping jacks together as one.
I wouldn't make it, man.
Let me tell you, Kelsey, you're a great guitarist.
Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, really it's a great album. That's why I got in touch with Christian regarding the album, because I came across it like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and I was really enjoyed the music you make. So that's the reason.
Well, cool, yeah.
So it will be great. I've seen all your videos, the ones you had on YouTube. You know, you're a cool band. Let me tell you. I just want you to make it to Jersey, because Christian says he hates New Jersey, but I think he's gonna come soon.
I don't hate New Jersey.
Nah,
we'll go
just
there.
Kidding. He's talking about it.
We'll go there.
Yeah. So it's a pleasure meeting you, Kelsey. I thank you so much for showing up.
Yeah, you can cut me in and be like, I'm always late, even to band practice, even to an interview.
No problem. I
appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
No,
and next time, we'll all get together. We'll all do this.
Yeah, we'll get together. We're not gonna talk about stupid shit. We'll talk about music. That's the most important thing for you guys and myself, because that's what I do. I just interview bands, and
absolutely, I agree.
Yeah. So I thank you so much for showing up, Christian, and Kelsey for being such a good sport. He didn't start yelling at me or calling me some crazy names.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Nah, he wouldn't do that. He's a good
sugar bear.
Sugar bear.
No, don't call people who are interviewing you sugar bear.
We'll see you in Jersey, Big Papa.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna edit a little bit, because this is not supposed to be like this. But see you soon again. Hopefully we'll talk again. Maybe next year, if you don't.
Yeah.
Mind. I'll get in
definitely
touch.
Get in touch with us next year. We'll totally do it.
I'll be I'll be having a better manner than this time. I'll be more professionally. Let's say. Okay?
That's all right.
Nothing.
All good, man. Good. I'm sure it'll turn out great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you, Kelsey.
We'll
talk. Bye. Nice to see you.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care.